Everyone is obsessing over England's 60 years of hurt, Thomas Tuchel's tactical system, and whether Luka Modrić is finally too old. But while the mainstream media recycles the exact same headlines, a quiet, hyper-focused tactical war is brewing inside Group L. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. England is walking into a meticulously laid trap. We all think this match is about whether England's attacking firepower can overwhelm Croatia's aging legends. But behind closed doors, Dalić has quietly rebuilt Croatia into something entirely different, a tactical shapeshifter designed specifically to exploit England's newest squad dilemmas. If England relies on a sluggish, predictable build-up, they won't just drop points. They'll give Croatia the blueprint to derail Thomas Tuchel's entire opening campaign. This isn't just a cagey opening match, it's a high-stakes chess battle for the soul of the midfield. Let's start with the chaos inside the England camp. Pundits are glossing over a massive structural issue. Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane rarely look completely fluid together. Why? Because Kane naturally loves to drop deep into the midfield to act as a primary playmaker. To make that space useful, England desperately needs a hyper-aggressive vertical runner, someone who will instinctively sprint past Kane into the vacated defensive space. Enter Morgan Rogers. Insiders are already noting his natural, fluid chemistry with Kane in recent training sessions. He offers the exact off-the-ball profile England's front line needs. But here is the massive catch. Thomas Tuchel historically demands strict positional and tactical discipline from his primary midfielders. Bellingham is a generational talent, but he thrives on freedom, and let's be entirely real, Jude Bellingham does not take well to sitting on the bench or being heavily restricted. Tuchel's first massive test as England manager isn't managing the opponent, it's managing the explosive ego dynamics of his own squad. If Bukayo Saka isn't fully fit, does Tuchel have the tactical guts to bench a megastar like Bellingham in favor of a tactical fit like Rodgers? While the media spends all its time focusing on Luka Modric's final international chapter, they are completely missing the tactical reality of Croatia's engine room. Modrić doesn't have to carry the physical burden anymore because of a massive tactical emergence, Petar Sučić. Since crashing into the Inter Milan starting lineup, Sučić has transformed into an absolute tackling machine. During World Cup qualifying, he averaged a staggering 3.8 tackles per 90 minutes. He is the quiet anchor who allows Modrić the freedom to orchestrate from deep. But what makes Croatia truly terrifying isn't just their defensive solidity, it's how they manipulate space. Dalić doesn't play a traditional, static midfield. Modrić doesn't just stay in the center, he frequently drops into the left-back channel during deep build-up. This triggers a rotational chain reaction. The actual left-back pushes high into the winger position, and the winger tucks inside to form a temporary diamond. This movement is designed specifically to drag aggressive opposing midfielders like Bellingham or Rice completely out of position, opening up massive gaps right through the spine of the pitch. If England manages to bypass that midfield rotation, they face an entirely different problem up front. Mainstream pundits talk about Croatia lacking an elite, lightning-fast number 9. They are completely misunderstanding Andre Kramarić. Kramarić is an eternally underrated, shot-happy striker who thrives on defensive confusion. He is currently chasing Davor Šuker and Ivan Perisic on Croatia's all-time top scorer list, and his movement is uniquely toxic for an unproven defensive pairing. Kramarić doesn't play right on the shoulder of the last defender. He drags center-backs into no man's land. To make matters worse, Ivan Perisic remains one of the most statistically dangerous playmakers in international football. He registered 4 crucial assists during qualifying, bested globally by almost no one. Perisic doesn't just hug the touchline to cross, he waits for Kramarić to pull a defender out of alignment, then exploits the half spaces. If Jordan Pickford and John Stones fail to communicate perfectly during these subtle spatial rotations, Kramarić will punish them before England even realizes the defensive line has broken. The loudest narrative right now is that the brutal North American summer heat will physically destroy Croatia's veteran squad. That excuse is completely dead. Stuart Pearce recently scouted the venue, the AT&T Dome in Dallas. Because the roof will be completely shot and the stadium is heavily climate-controlled, the weather factor is entirely gone. However, a massive tactical variable replaces it: the lightning-fast indoor turf. An indoor track meet format heavily favors an aggressive, fast-paced England build-up if they move the ball with pace to brutally expose Croatia's physical limitations. But if England's build-up is slow, Croatia will choke the tempo out of the game entirely, turning a fast turf into a slow, grueling chess match. And that brings us to the ultimate danger factor: England's bizarre psychological habit of switching off during administrative breaks. Pearce flagged this in recent friendlies. Against elite tournament teams, a single lapse in concentration immediately following a mandatory drinks break or a VAR check is where matches are lost. Pickford and the backline have shown a glaring vulnerability to mental fatigue during these micro moments. Conversely, Croatia's veteran core relies heavily on these administrative breaks to physically catch their breath. If the referee enforces a high-tempo restart, Croatia's recovery cycle will be shattered. It's a game of microscopic margins. This opening match isn't going to be settled by individual magic. It is going to be won by whichever manager successfully dictates the speed of the game. Will Tuchel find the perfect tactical balance between his generational stars and structural fit? Or will Dalić's midfield rotations walk England straight into a slow, agonizing trap? If you were in Thomas Tuchel's shoes, would you have the tactical guts to restrict Jude Bellingham to unlock Harry Kane? Drop your tactical takes in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button and let's argue about it.